Farmer Declan was used to seeing all sorts of animals on his farm, but nothing had prepared him for the odd creature he stumbled onto his property one morning. The animal was unlike anything he had ever seen, with peculiar features that baffled him. Thinking the animal was hurt, he contacted a local veterinarian for help. However, as the vet examined the unusual animal, his face turned pale, making Declan's heart race with both anxiety and anticipation. Welcome to Wonderbot Animals. Declan's farm was located on the edge of a forest, so it wasn't unusual for wild animals to roam around looking for food. Sometimes he even purposefully left a bucket of sheep food outside so deer could eat from it during the night. It was all rather innocent until one morning, Declan saw something stumble onto his property that looked like it could have come straight out of a nightmare. At first, Declan thought one of his goats had escaped, so he ran to the animal, trying to catch it. But as he reached forward and looked at its face, he realized it wasn't one of his goats at all. Declan was visibly appalled by the animal and jumped backward in shock. The animal, unfazed by Declan's aversion, happily presumed walking around. Declan stood frozen in fear, unsure of what to do. He looked at the animal, inspecting every inch of it. It bumped its head against things and didn't seem to know where it was going. Declan walked around it to have a better look at its face and realized the animal's eyes were swollen to the point where the animal had trouble seeing. Thinking the animal could be hurt, Declan called an old veterinarian buddy of his to come over to his farm. He didn't say exactly why he wanted the vet to come, as he wanted to see the shock on his buddy's face. "Carl, come on. You just have to see this. You won't regret it," Declan used as his last bid to get the vet to come, and it worked. Declan quickly picked up the animal and placed it in an empty goat pen with food and water. The animal seemed to feel right at home as it began to wag its tail happily. It had a lot of characteristics of a goat, but at the same time looked nothing like a goat at all. It also looked a bit like a mutated rabbit, but Declan knew that was just too crazy to be real. He snapped a few pictures of the animal and posted them on a farmers' forum online. The forum was mostly used by farmers in the neighborhood to warn each other about wolf attacks, but Declan hoped one of them would have seen this animal wandering around. The picture got a lot of attention, but none of the other farmers had ever seen the animal before. Suddenly, Declan got a call from his veterinarian buddy. "Carl, where you at?" Declan asked first thing as he picked up the phone. Carl's voice was filled with worry as he asked Declan about the photo. "I was about to leave when I saw the photo online. Is that the animal you want me to see?" Declan was stunned. The farmers' forum was private, so how could Carl have seen the photo? "What animal are you talking about?" he asked Carl, unsure of how his picture turned up on Carl's phone. "Stop playing games, Declan. This is serious. I'm on my way right now," Carl said hastily. "Oh, and get that picture offline," he yelled before hanging up the phone. Declan had never heard his friend in such a frantic state before, so he knew this was something very important to him. He quickly ran inside and opened his laptop to delete the picture from the farmers' forum, but was shocked to see the amount of messages he had gotten. As he opened the forum, his laptop began to ping non-stop, and he had even gotten emails from people he never heard about. Apparently, a farmer had taken a screenshot of Declan's photo and posted it on his Facebook. The photo had gone viral online, and because the farmer had added Declan's name above the picture, he was now being flooded with people who wanted to see the animal in real life. He even got a message from a news channel that wanted to do an article about him. This was going way too fast for him, so he quickly slammed his laptop shut. Declan paced back and forth in his living room, stealing glances at the window. Every passing car heightened his anticipation for Carl's arrival. It was eerily silent outside, but a strange tension hung in the air. Declan checked his watch, hoping to see Carl's familiar truck turn into the driveway sooner rather than later. This had to be dealt with, and fast. Suddenly, a van screeched to a halt in front of his house. Declan quickly headed out, thinking it was Carl. Sadly, his heart sank as he realized it wasn't. Instead, reporters with cameras and microphones gathered in front of his gate. Declan, caught off guard, struggled to hide his shock as the reporter bombarded him with questions about the animal. Declan's initial relief at the sight of the van quickly turned to stress as he faced the aggressive reporters. He struggled to keep his composure, answering questions with a firm "no comment." His mind raced for ways to protect the animal's privacy, feeling the weight of responsibility to shield it from the overwhelming and unwanted attention now focused on his farm. In a determined effort to protect the mysterious animal, Declan stood his ground. He refused to let the reporters pass the gate, using his body as a barrier between them and the path that led to the barn where the animal was kept. His actions spoke louder than words, showcasing his resolve to safeguard the creature from the public's curious and sometimes critical eyes. The reporters' persistent questions and the lack of Carl's presence added layers of complexity to an already tense situation. Declan began to walk back to his house after securing the gate, deflecting their inquiries while secretly hoping for Carl's timely arrival. The unexpected media siege tested Declan's patience and resilience, pushing him to devise a plan to protect the animal and preserve its mystery a while longer. Just when Declan was about to step into his house, Carl's voice cut through the chaos, a beacon of calm and reason. Hearing his friend, Declan quickly moved to unlock the gate, his actions swift and decisive, marking a pivotal moment as he sought to regain control over the escalating situation. Some of the reporters tried to push through as the gate opened, but Carl and Declan stopped them just in time. With Carl's arrival, the dynamic shifted. Declan ushered him inside, their quick steps a silent rebuke to the media's intrusion. This moment underscored their united front, a clear signal that the care and well-being of the mysterious animal were their top priorities, far removed from the sensational interests of the reporters. As Carl pushed through the sea of reporters and crossed the threshold into Declan's home, a visible sigh of relief escaped both men. They quickly moved away from the door, their actions in unison as they sought refuge from the chaos outside. Closing the door behind them felt like sealing off a storm, a momentary pause in the whirlwind that had engulfed Declan's quiet life. Once inside, Declan and Carl leaned against the door, listening as the muffled sounds of the reporters' questions turned into a distant buzz. It was as if they had entered another world, one far removed from the frenzy just beyond the walls of Declan's home. This act of shutting the door marked a clear boundary between their sanctuary and the outside world's demands. In the quiet of the living room, Declan and Carl shared a moment of disbelief, their laughter breaking the tension. This laughter wasn't just an expression of humor, but a release of the pent-up stress and absurdity of the situation. It echoed off the walls, a reminder of the sanity and normalcy they were trying to preserve amidst the madness. Peeking through the curtains, Carl's expression turned serious as he eyed the reporters still camped outside. His concern was palpable, a silent acknowledgement of the delicate balance between their need for privacy and the public's growing curiosity. This moment underscored the ongoing struggle to protect the mysterious animal while navigating the unforeseen attention it had attracted. The solidarity between Declan and Carl was evident as they stood side by side, contemplating their next move. Their shared experience in dealing with the unexpected crisis reinforced the bond between them, a testament to the strength of their friendship. Together, they began to strategize, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with a united front, undeterred by the pressure mounting from outside. Declan, with a mix of excitement and nervousness, leads Carl through the farm towards the backyard. They navigate the familiar terrain, but today it feels different, charged with the anticipation of uncovering the mystery of the unusual animal. Declan checks the path for any prying eyes, ensuring their discovery remains a secret between them for just a little while longer. As they walk, Declan watches Carl closely, looking for any signs of his reaction. He wonders what Carl will think of the animal, its odd appearance, and how he might assess its condition. The tension between them builds with each step, a silent communication filled with years of friendship and trust, now facing an unprecedented situation. The path to the goat pen becomes a significant journey filled with apprehension and curiosity about what awaits. Declan tries to maintain a sense of normalcy, making light comments about the farm and its usual routines, but the underlying seriousness of their mission looms over their conversation, adding a layer of surreal anticipation to their steps. Attempting to ease the tension, Declan jokes about the daily chores and the quirks of farm life. He hopes to distract Carl from the weight of the situation, even if just for a moment. Their laughter, brief and forced, does little to mask the underlying nervousness as they draw closer to the goat pen, the site of their imminent discovery. The final steps towards the goat pen are fraught with suspense. Declan and Carl prepare themselves for the reveal, knowing that what lies ahead could change everything they thought they knew about their world. Declan opens the gate slowly, the creaking sound marking the threshold between the known and the unknown, inviting Carl into the mystery that has captivated and confounded Declan since its discovery. Carl meticulously examines the animal, using various tools to check its health. Declan watches closely, trying not to interfere but unable to hide his concern. Carl's professionalism sets a serious tone as he methodically checks the animal's eyes, listens to its heartbeat, and gently examines its limbs, all under Declan's anxious gaze. Declan stands by, observing every move Carl makes with the animal. He tries to read Carl's expression for any signs of what he might be thinking. The silence between them is filled with tension as Declan waits for any word on the animal's condition, hoping for good news but preparing for the worst. Suddenly, Carl stops and steps back from the animal, his expression changing. Declan notices this abrupt shift and feels a knot in his stomach, realizing that Carl must have discovered something significant. The air between them charges with a new urgency as Carl begins to share his findings, marking a pivotal moment in their quest for answers. After a brief discussion, Carl and Declan decide that the animal needs to be taken to the clinic for further tests. They quickly prepare a makeshift stretcher, gently lifting the animal onto it. Their actions are swift, driven by a shared determination to get the animal the care it needs, highlighting the gravity of the situation and their commitment to its welfare. Declan and Carl move with purpose, carefully transporting the animal to Carl's van. They work together seamlessly, a testament to their long-standing friendship and shared concern for the animal. As they secure the animal in the van, their quick, coordinated movements underscore the urgency of the situation, leaving Declan hopeful yet anxious about what lies ahead at the clinic. In the quiet of the barn, Declan and Carl quickly devise a plan to transport the animal without attracting media attention. They decide to use the back exit that leads through dense foliage, minimizing the chance of being seen. Their whispered strategy session, filled with quick nods and gestures, sets their plan into motion, demonstrating their adaptability and commitment to the animal's safety. Using a nondescript vehicle parked discreetly behind the barn, Declan and Carl begin their covert operation. They carefully load the animal, covered by blankets to avoid detection. The vehicle, an old, unremarkable model, blends into the rural setting, perfect for their needs. Their meticulous preparation ensures the animal's safe and unnoticed departure from the farm, highlighting their dedication to maintaining secrecy. As they execute their plan, the tension is palpable. Declan keeps watch for any unexpected visitors, while Carl focuses on driving away without drawing attention. Their synchronized actions, a mix of caution and haste, reflect the high stakes of their mission. The quiet hum of the vehicle contrasts sharply with their racing hearts as they navigate the back roads, avoiding the main paths where media might linger. Throughout their journey, Declan and Carl take every precaution to ensure the animal's well-being and privacy. They avoid well-travelled routes, choosing instead the shelter of less-known roads. Their vigilance in protecting the animal from the public eye underscores the lengths they are willing to go to safeguard its welfare, a testament to their deep concern and commitment. The seamless coordination between Declan and Carl as they undertake this covert operation showcases the strength of their partnership. Their mutual concern for the animal's safety and privacy fuels their actions, driving them to work together flawlessly. This unity in action, born from years of friendship and shared experiences, highlights their unwavering dedication to the task at hand, reinforcing their bond and their resolve to protect the mysterious creature. Upon arriving at the clinic, Declan and Carl carefully transfer the animal from the van to a secure examination room. The sterile, quiet environment of the clinic contrasts sharply with the chaos of the farm, providing a peaceful space for the animal's examination. Declan remains close, his presence a comforting constant for the animal in this new, unfamiliar setting. Inside the clinic, Declan stays by the animal's side, gently patting its side and speaking softly to reassure it. His actions demonstrate his deep care and concern, offering a sense of calm to the animal amidst the clinical surroundings. His dedication is evident as he refuses to leave its side, even as Carl prepares for a thorough examination. As Carl begins the examination, Declan watches intently, his concern for the animal's well-being evident on his face. The waiting is hard, with each test seeming to take longer than the last. Declan's mind races with possibilities, hoping for good news, but bracing for whatever may come. The clinic's atmosphere is charged with a tense anticipation, reflecting the gravity of the situation. Throughout the examination, Declan maintains a calm demeanour, offering soothing words and gentle strokes to the animal. His presence provides a reassuring comfort, bridging the gap between the warmth of the farm and the clinical coldness of the clinic. This bond of trust and care between them shines through, a beacon of hope in the midst of uncertainty. As the examination progresses, the clinic becomes a beacon of hope for Declan, Carl, and the animal. Despite the clinical environment, there's a sense of optimism that perhaps here, the answers they seek will be found. Declan clings to this hope, his faith in Carl's expertise and the clinic's capabilities bolstering his spirits as they await the results of the tests. The calm of the clinic is shattered when a group of reporters, alerted by the story's growing interest, attempt to enter the clinic. Their arrival brings a jolt of tension, threatening the privacy and focus needed for the animal's examination. Declan watches as Carl steps forward, ready to address the intrusion, his posture firm and authoritative. Carl confronts the reporters with a calm but firm resolve, asserting the clinic's privacy policies and the importance of their work. He makes it clear that the examination room is off-limits to anyone not directly involved in the animal's care. His decisive action reassures Declan, reinforcing the clinic as a sanctuary for their delicate task. The encounter with the reporters serves as a stark reminder of the stakes involved. Once the reporters are handled, Carl and Declan return to the examination room with renewed focus. The brief disturbance has only strengthened their resolve to discover the truth about the animal's condition, their actions more determined than ever. As Carl continues with the tests, each moment is laden with anticipation. Declan observes every reaction, every note Carl makes, trying to gauge what might be discovered. The atmosphere is thick with suspense, each test potentially bringing them closer to understanding the animal's mysterious condition. Despite the earlier disruption, the clinic stands as a bulwark against the chaos outside. Inside, Carl and Declan work with the animal, shielded from the world's curiosity. This sanctuary allows them to focus solely on the welfare of the mysterious creature, emphasizing the lengths they will go to protect and understand it. Carl, with a solemn demeanor, lays out the documents on the table, revealing the animal's condition to Declan. The room is filled with a tense silence as Declan absorbs the news. The mysterious creature is a deformed goat, pregnant against all odds. This moment marks a significant turning point, shedding light on the mystery that has consumed their lives. The shock of the revelation quickly turns into a profound sense of responsibility for Declan. He realizes the gravity of the situation and the care that the goat will require. This discovery reshapes his understanding of the animal's needs, compelling him to immediately consider changes to the farm to accommodate its unique condition and ensure its well-being. Driven by a newfound commitment, Declan springs into action. He begins outlining plans to modify the farm's facilities to better suit the pregnant goat's needs. His dedication is evident as he measures spaces for a new shelter and gathers materials, determined to create a comfortable and safe environment for the goat and her future offspring. Declan's preparations for the birthing process are meticulous. He consults with Carl on what is needed, ensuring he has all the necessary supplies on hand. Together, they set up a special area in the barn, equipped with soft bedding and easy access to water, making every effort to ensure the best possible care for the goat during her labour. The farm undergoes a transformation, mirroring Declan's deepening commitment to the animal's welfare. He works tirelessly, adjusting fences and enhancing security to protect the pregnant goat and her future kids. Declan's actions are a testament to his compassion and adaptability, showcasing his readiness to go above and beyond for the well-being of all his animals. The farm brims with anticipation as the time for the goat's labour approaches. Declan, Carl and the local community watch closely, their concern for the animal's well-being evident in their vigilant care and preparations. The barn is readied, a quiet buzz of activity surrounding the expectant mother as everyone hopes for a smooth delivery. Carl steps into his role as mentor, guiding Declan through the preparations for the birthing process. Together, they review what to expect and how to assist the goat during labour. Carl's experience and steady presence provide Declan with the confidence and support needed to face this new challenge, strengthening the bond between them and their shared commitment to the animals. The birth of the baby goats is a moment of pure joy and celebration for everyone involved. Against all odds, the deformed goat delivers healthy offspring, a testament to the resilience of life. Declan, Carl and the community share in this incredible moment. Their faces are light with happiness as they welcome the new additions to the farm. Declan's involvement in the birthing process deepens his connection with the goat and her babies. His hands-on care during and after the delivery reflects the strong bond that forms between humans and animals, a bond forged through shared moments of vulnerability and strength. This experience underscores the importance of care and compassion in nurturing life. The successful birth of the baby goats, despite the mother's deformities, is seen as a miracle by Declan and the community. It serves as a powerful reminder of the rewards that dedication and care can bring. This event not only strengthens Declan's commitment to his animals, but also inspires those around him, celebrating the extraordinary resilience and beauty of life. The community's support for Declan grows as news of the deformed goat and her healthy offspring spreads. Neighbours and local businesses offer feed, supplies and help, showing a shift from initial curiosity to genuine concern for the goat's welfare. This collective effort marks a change in how the community views animal care, rallying around Declan's farm as a symbol of compassion. Offers of assistance pour in, from volunteering to donations, empowering Declan to enhance his farm's facilities for the goats. This support not only aids in the immediate care of the animals, but also strengthens Declan's resolve to continue his work, highlighting the profound impact of community support on individual efforts in animal welfare. The story of the goat and her offspring becomes a catalyst for broader discussions on animal welfare within the community. Schools start to organise visits to Declan's farm, and local media cover the story, inspiring people to think more deeply about their responsibility towards animals. This shift in perception fosters a more compassionate and informed approach to animal care and welfare. Declan's dedication, supported by the community's enthusiasm, begins to forge a legacy of compassion on the farm. This shared journey creates a living example of how empathy and action can improve the lives of animals in need. It sets a precedent, encouraging others to take meaningful steps toward animal welfare, thereby extending the impact beyond the local community. The collective effort to support the farm illustrates the power of unity in overcoming challenges. Through shared values and actions, the community demonstrates that together they can make a significant difference in the lives of animals and people alike. This unity reinforces the belief in communal strength and shared purpose, proving that compassion and cooperation can create lasting change.